Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. It's me, Rob. It's 10:19 p.m., May 30th, 2024. Thank you for joining me on Old Style Classics. Um, Please like, subscribe, share, and all that with other people, if you wouldn't mind. Um, First things first, I opened the second bag of these Cracker Jacks to see what the price was. And just really quick, this is what I got in the second little package. Surprise. So, if I can get this opened. It's another sticker. National Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, New York. Looks like a ticket with a little game there that you can go log into. First one I got, I don't know. I just saw these at the gas station yesterday, so if it has something baseball on it, I'm gonna buy it to see what they got. Cause you seen me just do those Cracker Jack cards. But so just a sticker for the Hall of Fame for contest. Also, real quick, I was going through my oddball box trying to figure out what I wanted to show you guys tonight after do the MSA discs yesterday. I came across another Andre Dawson 50th anniversary Andre Dawson Montreal Expos Topps All-Star Rookie Outfield trophy card. So that's going to be going into my binder. So I took that out. There was a couple more of those Topps 206 full-size cards in there, but I'll just leave them in there because I already got a bunch in my binder. So that's 2008 Topps. I don't know if that's Heritage or just insert set or something like that. That's a pretty sweet card. So that's my PC guy. If you guys don't know, people just started watching me on my MSA stuff. So really quick, once again, yesterday what I showed y'all was my very first card that I ever got. Let me adjust this wire here. Sorry folks, getting a shadow. My very first card was this one, so go back and watch that episode. You want to hear the story about these MSA discs. So that was the very first card I ever got and kept back when we had a Tasty Freeze, and I kept this one because I'm a Cubs fan, and like I said, I believe I did get to see Dave Kingman play live when I was a kid. Alright, let me see here. Then I also showed you, I'll just show real quick, there's an example of the different design ones that they're known for. Tasty Freeze is more solid diamond look. These ones are the baseball design. I did find a few more people who blogged about Mike Schechter and Associates cards on Google, so if you pull that up, it's probably like a Reddit or some blog where it talks about some MSA stuff. And then I did read an article about how MSA sued them in 80, I want to say 88 or 89, somewhere around there. They sued the Players Association because they had an agreement with them that the union there, that it said something to the effect that when MSA, what they did was they went out and marketed the Players Association to companies to get people to buy cards, to order sets and stuff as premiums and giveaways, food issues and product issue stuff, to entice people to buy their card, buy the product. And they got a don't know, it was like 50% or 25% of whatever the take was. So in theory, let's say it was 20%. If they made a deal with Tasty Freeze to put these cards out for $1 million, Tasty Freeze, let's say Tasty Freeze, the company paid $1 million to get this card set out to all their stores. Then MSA should have got $200,000 or $250,000, but the Players Association tried to back out of that with some aggressive tactics, like they did during the according to the article, what they did during the like some of the strikes. They tried to muscle them out by changing the contract that they already had a contract for that percentage, and then the Players Association tried to renegotiate, or didn't even renegotiate, they just said that they were going to give them 10%. And so MSA did sue them, but I never found out what had happened with that. But that was, they still did put out sets of cards after that, so there must have been some kind of decision or agreement. And then, so yeah, if you're interested in these, this is like a salesman sample. They give to companies, show them what kind of stuff they could put out there for them. So that's that. And there's the Reggie Jackson, which is another one of those. And then some of my Hall of Famers I just picked up on my own was the Hank Aaron, and that's one of the more common ones is Isley's brand, but that's a Hank Aaron's last year playing card. Got the Nolan Ryan, and then what I did show you was I did go ahead and pick up the entire set of the Tasty Freeze cards, because we had the Tasty Freeze, so it's got a fair share of Hall of Famers in there. Steve Garvey, not a Hall of Famer, but Jim Palmer, Lou Brock, Hall of Famer, Thurman Munson, maybe someday, Hall of Famer Rod Carew, Hall of Famer George Brett, Hall of Famer Tom Seaver, Willie Stargell as well, Jerry Kuzman, Bill North, Richie Zisk, Bill Madlock, Carl Yastrzemski, Hall of Famer, Dave Cash with his hat, Dave Kingman. It's not the same one. I mean, it's the same card I have, but in better condition. Gene Tennis. So this is a set of 26, one for each team. Ralph Garr, one player for each team. Mark Furtick, Frank Tanana, Unibrow, Larry Hassell, Bruce Bochy, there you go. Be a Hall of Famer as a manager someday. Bob Baylor and Bob Watson, which is out of order. So those are what I showed you yesterday in that video for my Tasty Freeze set. And then I showed you something they did in the 80s. So like in 81, I'm not sure where these came from, but these are blank backs. We've got Bill Buckner, and which are smaller size than these. The same size as like Jiffy Pop and that stuff. Bill Buckner and Dave Parker, both of them blank backs. Maybe Burger Chef or something like that. And I had forgot to pull out this card that I recently picked up to that Silicon Valley San Jose card show. Was Mint 9 76 Safelon discs, which I'd never even heard of. And this was in a bargain bin for like $8. So I think I got like 6 or 7 cards. This included this slabbed one for like $10 off this guy. And that's a Superstar Safelon lunch bags. So wanted to show you guys that real quick. And so then I've been racking my brain like, oh, what should I show these guys? So I want to kind of stick with MSA right now because I'm on an MSA kick, and so I don't have my oddball box organized by any means, just kind of rag and tag stuff. So I did kind of show you some of the other stuff I had in this little bag of cards, and I'm like, well, why not just show those? So I'm going to show you folks a set that I put a lot of effort into picking up, and this is the 1987 done by MSA, Michael Schechter Associates, which we know now is more the marketing firm. And this is the Major League Baseball Players Association 1987 MSA Mars Inc. 1987 M&M set. So the only way you can get these cards, now this was back in the days when I, like much like everyone else, thought we were going to get rich by getting cards, and then I thought, I knew about like old pre-war, like Hannes Wagner and all that was already a thing, and I thought, oh, the oddball cards is one of the ways to go. We're going to get rich someday off of this stuff, but not rich like Hannes Wagner, but you know how that all turned out. These are probably the cheapest cards that you can get at the time, so my effort, lucky wasn't completely financially reason. I just loved collecting baseball cards and oddball cards, like I told you. And so let's go ahead and start this. This 24 card set. It's a beautiful set, actually. It's a little dinged up, this one, but Wally Joyner was a big chase at the time. Now this is 1987, so no Dawson in this one, just because he hadn't played his 87 season yet to get the MVP. And these are Wally Joyner and Tony Pena. So give you a chance to take a look at that. And anyways, Wally Joyner was a big chase at the time. And so there you go, you got your MSA. And I thought these cards were super cool. Now, what I want to get at, why I had to put so much effort into this, was, one, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I think I might have been selling newspapers or doing something like that at the time to make money and allowance, which was probably went up from like $2 to $5 a week or something like that. But I remember I was buying like Transformers and Robotech stuff at the time, and every now and then when I would see a set like this, I would try to get it like the Bazooka cards or something like that. But when I saw these cards, I thought they were super cool. Now they did another kind of cards as well with Nestle. But the way you got these was when you went to the store and you would buy a like one of those packs that had like 12 full-size M&Ms packs inside the pack. So you'd get like, it's not like the fun size candies, but it's wrapped up like those, but it's like a full-size regular M&M's bag that you can get, and there would be like 12 of them or 10 of them in that little flat bag, and it had like 2 bags of M&M's on top of each other, like 5 rows or 4 rows of them or something like that, and they were like $3 or $4, and obviously probably cheaper to buy them that way than to just get them at the checkout stand, just individual bags. But anyways, they would advertise on the M&Ms, get free baseball card, 2 free baseball cards per pack, the big pack, like value size or whatever, family pack. And so when I seen these, I used to have to ride my bike over to Kmart. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if like Walgreens or Albertsons at the time sold these full-size packs of candies. So there was no Walmart at the time, or Target. So Kmart was like the only thing around that had these. And anyways, you can go in there, and it shows the plastic bag holding the the M&Ms, and you can kind of pack search those and see. You would see like, oh, Wally Joyner, or you would see like 2, and then you could kind of get an idea of which one you needed, so you can go through those. So anyways, I would go and I'd buy like 2 of those boxes of M&Ms, and of course eating a ton of M&Ms at the time. And then I would look to see, oh, I don't need number 2 again, so I'd put that one back, and then I'd look again, oh, number 4, okay, I need that. So I had a little mind list of what I needed, and that's how I picked this whole setup. But I used to have to ride my bike over there. This was on Lomas by Louisiana, or no, Pennsylvania. And that was probably like a 4-mile bike ride, and this is in the summer, and Albuquerque's pretty hot. And so I did this for like a month and a half, like every weekend when I was off of school or something like, well, I guess I was off school. So whenever I got some more money, and once you get to like having a third of the set, you're like on a mission to complete it. So I'd ride my bike all the way over there, search through those bags, and put together this set. And Wally Joyner was a big guy in that set at the time. So anyway, sorry, I went on for a while there, but I do have a duplicate of that one. So simple cards, they're cool. I like this design. It's a little more fancy for MSA. It's got the little M&M dude. They do the Players Association thing down there because it kind of looks like the Major League thing, so you can easily be confused with that. But of course, no logos. But that's kind of a nice design. The white cards always look good, and it's really pretty set. It's one of their nicer ones that MSA did, and M&M's must have paid up a little more. It's not great stock. It's about average stock for like 87 tops or something. It's about the same thickness, but with the white backs and all that, so they must have paid up for the better card and a little fancier design, and just didn't do the logos. So they probably had a budget and was like, okay, well, you can get the logos for $1 million and the cards will look really cheap, or you can make the cards look really good with no logos and do that for like 500,000, just something like that. Alright, so that's that one. And I love MSA. Now here's a good one for me and a lot of fans out there, I'm sure. Card 3 and 4, 24. Mike Schmidt and Ryan Sandberg. Look how bright that card's held up. And what was I gonna say? So Ryan Sandberg was like the big Cubs chase up until Andre Dawson at the time. Of course, everyone liked Mike Schmidt, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, just a cool set, and you don't really hear or see much about these. And then I did the whole same thing for the Nestle's cards. And not the Topps Nestle's that they did in the early 80s, but the MSA ones they did later. They had like modern players like this and like a Hall of Fame set. So I'll get to that coming up soon, hopefully. Then of course next, Wade Boggs fan. And then Jack Morris, Junk Wax Heroes, favorite, Hall of Famer. But 2 Hall of Famers right there on that panel. Now my favorite MSA cards around this time were the Kraft macaroni and cheese ones, because they're super simple. So Kraft obviously decided to go as cheap as they could, but I dig that. That is so old school to me. you know. But I do like these nicer ones too. I can't remember what I was gonna say. But anyways, there you go. Jack Morris up to 144 wins at that point in time. Boggs batting 352 career. So that's pretty good. Of course, these are perforated, so you can break those apart. You have two, but I wasn't going to do that. Alright, then this was another, should have been two Hall of Famers. Some people's Jack Morris is Harold Baines. And then Roger Clemens, of course. One of the great cards to get at the time, but, you know. So yeah, I used to ride my bike in that summer heat. I'd buy like a soda, I'd get these M&Ms, ride my bike back home, eat like 3 bags of M&Ms, like on a Saturday afternoon, and then go out and play and bounce off the walls for a couple hours. Alright, Dale Murphy and Jose Canseco. Two guys that won't get in probably. Dale's the only one that has a chance. But pretty sweet stuff. You know, not the best pictures in the world, but they're pretty good for MSA. They're not too dark. That one's a little dark, but 9 and 10, Dale Murphy, Jose Canseco. Alright. Don't have anything on the horizon for eBay right now. So haven't seen anything. Well, there's a couple cards I want, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. Maybe this weekend I might look into it some more, but nothing I'm in a hurry to get. So, and like I said yesterday, there's not really anything out at the stores that I want. I haven't seen Bowman anywhere. The only thing I see on the shelves anymore is Heritage, and I've had enough of that. So there we go, Don Mattingly and Gary Carter. So maybe someday this will be a dual Hall of Famer card panel. A lot of Don Mattingly fans out there. That's pretty sweet. I wonder if that Ritz Crackers premium Dale Murphy cards and like poster with cards on it is done by MSA or not. It was briefly showed, I believe, in my video. If you go back to when I was in Albuquerque and I was looking through that chest I left at my brother's house. So maybe I can go back and look at that, see if I can catch if that was MSA or not. There we go. Dual Hall of Famers there, Cal Ripken Jr. and George Brett. Boy, think of all the M&Ms I ate that summer, people. And I'm not a fan of M&Ms. I like M&Ms, but I wasn't like, that wasn't my go-to candy. I was more into Score or Heath bars at the time, and maybe Caramello, but probably not in the summer. It was too hot for that. Yeah, but Heath and Score, I was really into English toffee. And then, of course, like Big League Chew, and I used to chew so much gum when I was a kid. Alright, I like those little ones that came in the little round tube or in the gumball machine. The watermelon ones, they look like a watermelon. I love those ones. Or the ones that came with the little gumballs and they had like the 6 different colors, and the green one was like watermelon flavored as well. Alright, here we go. Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer, and Joe Carter, not a Hall of Famer, former Cub actually though. So dudes, I have not looked at this set probably in 20 years. Taking it out of this little bag was just too risky, bending corners and stuff, so maybe I need to top load these or find a better place to put them in. But they've held up though the way they are, as long as you leave them alone. Start top loading things, start taking up a lot of space. Alright folks, I hope you all can see that. thank God, tomorrow's Friday. Let's get it over with. It's supposed to be in between 85, 87 degrees, just like today. It was hot. Our warehouse where I was hanging out, getting hot. Mike Witt and Mike Scott, not two Hall of Famers, but solid pitchers from back in the 80s. Mike Scott, I think he used to own the Cubs. More than Nolan Ryan, it feels like. Alright. He won the 86 Cy Young. Oh, Mike Witt played down there in El Paso. Alright, 18, 17, 18. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So since this is Steve Garvey again, my middle school PE coach, John Woods, said he was his cousin. So still waiting if anyone knows if that's true. And Fernando Valenzuela there. As you can see, it's 20 of 24 cards. So I don't think you can send away to get the full set, but I believe that one sheet of, like, in some of the printing of cards, now different companies, different sheets, like Topps may use a sheet that does 100 cards, but I believe in the 80s, the reason a lot of cards were either sets of 24 or 32 or 34, something like that, or whatever, was because that's how many cards they could fit onto one sheet. So they put all the printing plates on, and they could print the entire set in one sheet. So I believe that's why this is 24 card set. They could print all 24 cards on one sheet, and then cut them or perforate them or whatever they did. So I believe that's what I was thinking of earlier when I forgot what I was going to say. Alright, folks. Let's get to wrapping this up about half an hour. There you go, Steve Sachs. The great card on this panel is obviously Steve Sachs. Oh wait, that's Nolan Ryan. There you go, folks, all you Nolan Ryan fans. Now, I'm an oddball collector, but much like John Mangini, I've never really had to collect complete sets as much as I wanted a few or whatever I could get at the time. Now, most of these cards I'm going to be showing you, the oddball stuff, like 90% of it is stuff that I picked up when I was a kid. So what you see is what I was able to afford or pick up at the time, not after the fact. Now, I do have some sets that years later I wanted to complete myself, like this one. But like this card here, you know, maybe I got like 20. You know, I probably got like 3 or 4 panels like this, and then maybe like 7 or 12 or 13 that I cut, and that's all I got when I was a kid. And then I later on went and bought the entire thing. So I don't have like this M&M set, a whole lot of complete sets of these oddball product issue ones. You know, obviously I have like the Woolworth cards and the Kmarts and KB and those kind of things. That's not so much what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the Jimmy Deans, those kind of things. Post, cereal, Coca-Cola, whatever. Those I would just, like Bazooka. You know, they came in those little movie-sized box, Bazooka, little box of Bazooka that came with like one Topps card. And by the time I ever saw that they had them, I was able to pick up 3 or 4, and then they were gone. You know, like summer was over. Big League Chew, stuff like that. So you kind of see what I was able to get at the time. With whatever money I had disposable for this stuff. But there are a few that I really was like, I want to get that whole set. So hopefully over this journey doing oddballs, now that I'm focusing a little more on that than opening stuff, you'll kind of get an idea of my journey. Like this Tasty Free set over here, I just ordered that whole set about a year ago. because up to then the only one I ever had was that Dave Kingman card, and then I picked up some of the other ones like Hank Aaron like in the last 10 years. So yeah, that you know, like these Cracker Jacks, you know, the stuff you see in here is the stuff that I bought. You know, the stuff that's in here I just picked up in Albuquerque. Now some of these cards came in that little box from Albuquerque, so they're not even that many. And then that complete set with the binder and all that, I ordered that like 10 years ago. So roughly that's about what I was able to pick up on my own from the Cracker Jack things, you know. So not like I was a teenager with tons of money to spend on just baseball cards. You know, you had girls and cars and Transformers and Robotech and movies and all that kind of stuff that you wanted. So you'll see that I just picked up stuff here and there throughout the years, and I did that through the 90s into adulthood. And I didn't really start, I've never been really a set collector. I think in 87 was my focus was on completing the top set, which I did loose, and otherwise I would just pick up what I could here and there. Alright, so you got a lot of time to look at that Nolan Ryan. And to end this off, folks, Hall of Famers Tony Gwynn and Ozzie Smith. So I really do like that design. The white cards, really nice looking. You know me, I like Allen Ginter, so that's kind of right up my alley there. It is, I thought it was a super cool set and I wanted it. Same thing, pretty similar with the Nestle's ones. I don't know if I got the complete set like this, but pretty close, I think. And otherwise, most of the complete sets that I would have would be more like the Roston Purina, not the Topps ones. I had to order all those. I had a handful of those, but not the complete set. I think those are 36. But like the 87, 88, no, 87, 89, I believe that was the ones that, yeah, that's when I was really going into it. So I got like complete sets of those, and even ordered the complete uncut sheets. But you know, you had other things to get too. Michael Jordan Wheaties boxes with posters, you name it. Keggers. Alright. So there we go, folks. That's it. That is the 1987 M&M's Mars M&M MSA complete set. I got one duplicate card, and that's the first one with Wally Joyner. So there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoy that. So just giving you a little you know, jumping time. So this is like 76 MSA, and so for example, this is 77, right? Nope, 78. So let me go back to the front here. Nope. My very first card ever. So giving you a little taste of MSA through the years. So there it is. That's a 77 card. That's an 81 MSA. And then 10 years later, you have this. So you went from this to this, you know. Obviously they had stuff before this, and obviously they had stuff before this, but there's a 10-year stretch jump from this to this. So And that's where it all started for me, folks, at the Big T Tasty Freeze. Hey everybody, thanks for watching Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. If you want to know anything about these cards, please leave a comment, question. Hope you enjoy that, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.